Alright, we're heading down to Brandon. Anyways, a buddy of mine at work has a brewery down there. Not sure what he brews, like beer or ale or all of it. But
all of it.
All of it. It's called the Red Clover Brewing Company, or the Red Clover Brewery, and it's right in the middle of Brandon. And it's gonna be easy to find because I guess they have a little construction going on the front. It should be covered with scaffold, so this is where we're going. Alright guys, on the mic check. Speed. Alright.
Oh, the thing on me?
Yeah,
look at these
going
bridges.
over the limit, yeah.
Coming into Brattleboro, I know those bridges.
Yeah, there you are.
We used to stop and get, I don't know where it is now. We used to get wine and liquor and a bunch of fireworks.
No, fireworks and liquor, those go together.
Perfect.
Alright, so we're heading to Santa Land. This defunct amusement park. I've been there before when it was closed.
But it's been reopened.
Reopened, yes, under new
At the end of Gulf Road. Look at that.
Look at that.
I'm really going to have to remember that for the next time.
Oh, man. Anyway, so we're going over there. I haven't been there in a long time. Santa Land is creepy as I remember it. Just the whole concept of it is just off. But we're heading over there. I know it's going to be closed. We'll just look around the parking lot, the gate. I think some of that remnant of creepiness should still be there. So here we go. All right, guys, we're heading down to Middlebury, Vermont.
US 7.
US 7.
In Vermont.
Yes, and we're going to go see the pharaoh or the mummy. I'm not sure which is. I've seen it written both ways. Buried, proper Christian burial in the cemetery up Route 30 in Middlebury. Apparently, what happened was it was mail ordered for the museum. I think it's the Shelbourne Museum or something like that. The local museum in the area, and he came so damaged, this baby mummy, and they kept it in storage. And then I think in the 1950s they finally figured, well, we need to get rid of this guy. So they gave him a proper burial at the family plot of the guy who mail ordered it back in the late 1800s. Check that out. All right. Where are we going? There it is.
Alright, where are we going?
Yeah.
We are going to
Good.
And what I'm curious about is whether or not, because it's a meeting house, whether it might have some of those cold locations that we saw at the meeting house in Rockingham.
What is it? Rockingham.
The Rockingham Carver.
Yeah, there's another place that they were. I can't remember what it is.
Chester, Vermont.
Alright, well, is this in just down the street, or we gotta go into town?
Yeah. Oh, well, we'd have to go through town, and then we gotta cut up on Orchard Street.
Alright, well, we're gonna go check it out.
See what we find.
See what we got. Alright, we're going up to New Haven in Vermont, and there's a cemetery there that has a grave with a view. It's got a window in it. It's not for, well, I guess it would have been kind of for looking out, screaming to tell everyone I'm still alive. Anyways, the guy had it installed so that his buddy could check up on him for a few days and make sure that he was actually dead. If he wasn't, probably going to have to dig him up. So I don't know if the guy actually did that, and these days the window is probably not that clear because we went up and saw it one time. It was rainy and horrible out, but we couldn't see anything. We're going to check it out and see if we can see the guy at the bottom. Alright, we're going to the West Brattleboro Cemetery in West Brattleboro, and well, we went there, we sort of did a drive-by last night. It's getting a little dark, so we couldn't see it, but the shapes were right, the shapes for the old stuff. So we're heading back from the meeting house and going to West Brattleboro. go home.
On top.
Right.
And it said north.
There you go. So we're heading up to Mountaintop Road, which is the Horton Cemetery, where the Yeti brothers should be buried. At least that's what they say.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check it out since it's only up the road a bit, and then we're gonna go see the house. Hopefully, let's get as close as we can because it's private. It's now known as the
Ski Club.
High Life Ski Club. It's private, so
Bible camp today.
we'll see what happens when we get up there. So we're heading up to Mountaintop Road. See what we got. All right, guys. Going over to Shasberry, Vermont, where Zerubbabel Collins got his start, well, his independent start, and there's some James Collins in there. Plus, Zerubbabel is buried there.
And it's a beautiful cemetery.
It is a nice looking cemetery. We ran into it when we stayed at the
Serenity Acres.
Yeah, it was like a
Motor inn.
Yes, it was like a motor inn, but it had a little individual cabin, so it was nice. And so we're gonna go over there. It's fairly close to the quarry he used. I think that's why there's so many of them there. And he does not have a headstone that's the same as the kind he made. He's actually got the Greek Revival style, the next style. I think that at least he had his son have one made for him, but whatever. We're gonna go check it out. It's parked over by a big rock, and there's a meeting house there. We'll go have a look. Alright, just getting back from the Bennington battlefield. We're on our way out. Met this guy up there. Forgot his name. But he's writing a book and all that. Maybe he'll throw it out there in the comments, you know, put your name out there.
I wrote a book about the last woman who was executed in the state of Vermont for murdering her husband.
Well, you think that the judge would have been more lenient seeing that she's been a widow. But yeah, so he was pretty interesting, and there's a map up there that he was using, so we're going to throw that in there and get a good time. Alright.
Here we go.
Alright, guys. Going to Hope Cemetery in Barre.
Barre, Vermont.
Yeah, B-A-R-R-E. That's how you pronounce it, Barre.
Oh, excuse me. And the best salad.
Yeah, we're just at the firehouse having something to eat so we can do this. Anyways, there's some of the strangest stones. We went here one time a few years ago, and like there's some really odd stuff in here, but a lot of these guys were, you know, in the granite field here, you know, cutting it or carving it, and most of them died of it. 75% of the people in there apparently made their own stone. Okay, the occupant of the grave carved the stone. And about 1 out of 3 granite markers in this country come from Barre, Vermont.
Barre granite.
We're going to go check it out.
In 3 colors.
Alright, hit it. Okay, so where were we? We're at Kevin's, right?
Kevin's sports bar.
Kevin's is a sports bar in North Bennington. And, you know, we've been there a bunch of times. Got a club sandwich, what I always get, and some onion rings. But this time, the onion rings were a little different.
I'll say.
So here's the giant onion ring that I got. There's a bunch of them. In fact, I had to get another plate.
And a separate to-go box.
And a separate to-go box to deal with these things, so that I could see my sandwich.
You find your sandwich under all those onion rings.
So that's my onion ring story, guys.
But the good news is that there was a wonderful onion to crust ratio, right? And it was crispy. I could hear you crunching.
Yeah, no, it was crispy. It was good onion ring. It was just, it was a bit large.
Just a bit large.
I've never seen anything like it. Alright, guys.
Here we are. Back in the driver's seat where I ought to be.
I'm doing the filming from now on in the car. But we're going to go see Bread and Puppets. It's probably one of the strangest bunch of puppets. We came up here about, I don't know, 4 years ago, and we saw these things, and we weren't filming yet, so we had to make sure we come up. So we're gonna go stop by this old barn where they let all the old puppies go to die. Probably about like 4 years ago, maybe longer. I don't know. On our way.
Moment of
something. Oop. So,
you ready?
Yeah. So we're at the
Right close.
right below. Let's see the Washington Monument.
Nope.
No, it's the Bennington Monument here in old Bennington, Vermont. So the guy in the elevator said the tallest object in all of Vermont.
Tallest man-made structure.
Yeah, there's some taller then the elevator ride takes 56 seconds to get to the top. It's a slow elevator. How that works.
Good sound.
Anyways, we had shot up there real quick, took a look around.
Old doggy.
That's about all there is to it. Nice little houses.
Yeah, it's the oldest settlement in Vermont.
There you go. Alright guys, we're heading south to the Museum of Everyday Life. And anyway, we're heading down to the Museum of Everyday Life. And it's just a barn or the top of a barn and it has stuff in it that, well, we all probably haven't. So we're on our way. Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna go check it out. Alright, so we did a little drive by the Fairleigh. The Fairleigh's been under construction for a while. Last time we saw it about 4 years ago was really bad.
It was really bad. I was fairly certain I was not going to stay there. Well, but now I might.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You can see the screen of the drive-in through your room if you're staying at the motel. And if you're not staying at the motel, you can just go through like a normal drive-in, and we parked out there in front of the giant screen. So there's
not only are there very few drive-in theaters left, I don't think there's another drive-in motel theater.
Well, I think there might be one, if it still exists in Colorado or some other place like that. So.
There was one, I think, up, I want to say in Burlington or something.
Yeah. Anyways, it looks like it's going to be open in May. Yeah, let's see what happens.
I wonder what's going to play.
Alright guys, we're going over to the Fairbanks Museum.
And planetarium.
And planetarium, they got a planetarium there too. See how that goes. We're gonna go over and see the bug art here. Pictures, portraits made not by bugs, but with bugs. So we'll see what that looks like. Maybe we'll see what else is around.
We're on.
Okay, so we also did Barrie, Vermont, the whole thing. Because there's
a cool little town.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there. We missed out on a couple opportunities because they're closed or whatever, but so we decided to go with Barrie. There's the thing like the Whisper Chamber. There's the biggest zipper in the world. It's not a real zipper. It's a
real zipper.
It's a flower bed. It doesn't actually work though. Well, it works as a flower bed. Then there was this tiny old house in between some buildings. I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, pretty neat. Didn't notice it until we got on the other side of the street.
Right. And then there was something else in there. Oh, the lunch boxes and all that. Yeah. And then we had lunch there. So
at the quarry, which was delicious. They have cabbage cheese.
There you go. No lactose. There we go.
All right.
All right. So we went to the Greenmount Cemetery where we saw Black Agnes, which I call Black Angus.
Agnes.
It's Agnes. I must be a little dyslexic or hungry. I wasn't sure which. Anyway, we could see Agnes. and the girl with a missing button in her boot. It's also on Roadside America. Both of them are. Then there was the stairway that was the original entrance, which is on the Stowell grave now, but it's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
And we saw a couple other things in there that we liked, so
Yeah, little cemetery.
here we go. Remember guys, like and subscribe. Take a few snaps.